Well, hi everyone. It's me, Kat. Is there anybody there? Is there anybody there? Well, so listen. First of all, I hope everyone is doing well. I wanted to hop on here today. I don't really have anything fun and jovial and lighthearted and happy to say. Although, I do have a message for the day. It's a thought. I'm very contemplative right now. You know how I always say, what do I always say? What have I said about death, about losing people that we love and grief and trauma? I say that death is nothing at all. And in my mind, I'm firmly planted with this fact that death is, if anything, it's a release from the mortal shackles that bind us here in a place that is not always a bowl of cherries. And death is a release unto the next best part of everything that I believe is ever after from here. That being said, and I do believe that. That being said, it still sucks. People, grief is a real thing, and the reason I'm bringing this up right now this has nothing to do with me. As I speak, so yesterday was a busy day for fate, I guess. Two very dear friends of mine that have been very supportive of me throughout my journey. In fact, one of my girlfriends, she and her husband were dear friends of mine and Zach's. In fact, so much so that they're amongst the handful of people that really knew who my husband was. And I love that about these people. Their names are Ryan and Teresa Myers. Teresa and I we are both very headstrong women, and we've butted heads a few times in our little journey together. But as in a whole, she's a good lady with a good heart, and her husband was probably one of my husband's only friends. Zach had less than 10 friends in his life, and Ryan was one of them, and I love that. So, and then I have another friend from high school. Her name is Julie. She is we have a friendship now that has grown over the last few years. Virtually, I haven't seen this girl since I graduated from high school. She's just a great woman. She's got a beautiful heart, a beautiful soul. She's got a beautiful daughter named Holly. Both of my friends lost their mothers yesterday. And I'm not 100% sure, but they lost their mothers within the same hour of each other. And so yeah, yesterday was a busy day for the fates. And, I woke up and then I have another friend who I just met recently. I met him in my lion's den, which, by the way, I've left the lion's den, and I'm going to go into that more later. It wasn't anything personal, but it just wasn't for me. I noticed that I was becoming a little too callous and rough around the edges. It was changing my personality in a way that I didn't like who I was seeing in the mirror. I've digressed. I made a couple of really good friendships in that place, and one of my friends, his name is Doc John. He's a good man. He's a lion. He's a king in his own right. He's struggling with his father right now as we speak. His dad's hanging on for dear life, and I'm mindful of that today because I'm driving around in Dallas, and this weather sucks ass. It's gray and it's crappy, and I'm driving I'm in a good place. I'm in a good headspace. I'm going to the gym right now. I'm going to Costco. I'm doing my life, and I'm living my life right now, relatively unscathed in this day. But I'm mindful that as I'm living my life and I'm in my element, just boop 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 bopping all around, there are people in my atmosphere, there are people in this world that they're suffering and they're struggling, and they're watching people that they love slip away, and it sucks, man. And I'm mindful of that. I'm very mindful of that. And so yeah, I don't have anything happy or jovial to say. These three people in my atmosphere, they're special to me. They've been supportive of me. They've been good to me. They've been kind to me. And, you know, I have a message for all three of them. Well, for Ryan and Teresa and Julie, I'm going to drop a song on the social media for you guys later. It's one of my favorite songs. It's the song that I said goodbye to Zach with by Alter Bridge. It's called Godspeed. And I just want you all to know that I'm mindful and I love you. And yeah, death is nothing at all. Death is the next best thing to everything awesome that comes after this, but it still stinks. I mean, as I'm thinking to myself right now, this is what I thought about this morning. If I know how this process goes, I've been through it twice now. Twice in my lifetime, I've had to do that thing. And if you haven't had to do this thing that I'm talking about right now, it's not for the faint of heart. It's where you go into the funeral home, you go into the funeral director's office, and you sit behind this big, beautiful oak table. And my right hand to God, this is what happens when you're burying a loved one. Most of the funeral homes, and this is the nature of the beast. The funeral director hands you a menu. I'm not even lying. This is how it works. The menu of how do you want to bury your loved one? Do you want this? Do you want that? I mean, what song? I mean, it's like ordering something from Chick-fil-A, but not really. It's that process is just, and when you're sitting there behind the big oak desk in all of your pain and all of your grief and all of your agony and all of your trauma, and then someone and you can't breathe and you can't feel. I have an aunt right now. We just lost a cousin of mine. I was with my cousins yesterday. And we were talking about, we just buried one of my cousins, the one who also took his own life a couple of months ago. And that whole funeral process, man, it's a bitch. I hate it. I hope none of you ever have to do that, but I have to be honest with you. There's only two things that we can be assured of in this lifetime: death and taxes. Am I right? So at some point along the journey, most of us are going to have our time behind the big oak table, being handed a beautiful leather-bound menu of, do you want this? Do you want that? This is this much, blah, 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 blah. And it's like this whole thing, and you're sitting there going, what the actual fuck? Excuse my language. I felt like saying that today. I know I'm working on my sailor's mouth, but honestly, that's the way it is. So I'm still happy, Cat, and I'm in a really good place, but I'm driving around right now. I just pulled up to the gym, and I am painfully and beautifully and bittersweetfully, is that a word? I just made it up. Reminded that as I'm living my life, like, shit's falling down around me. Like, and we all should be mindful of that. And I know most of the people that are in my atmosphere, I mean, I seem to, the people that mean the most to me and the people that I connect with in my life are usually, that's why I connect with them. We all kind of beat to that drum of kindness, and I don't have any total frigging assholes in my life anymore. I mean, they're out there in my atmosphere, but they're at arm's length. So if you're on my feed, you're a person that kind of you're one of my people. And you know what I mean. We have to all be mindful as we're living our day. You know, I'm going to go like kick some ass over here in the gym. But meanwhile, two friends of mine are probably getting ready to walk into a funeral home and bury their moms. And by the way, P.S., that sucks. Although I will tell you this. Those two moms I'm talking about, I never met one of them, but I know her daughter, Julie. I never met your mom, but I know who you are, and I know the kind of woman that she was just based upon you. And same thing for you, Teresa. I mean, your mothers both are leaving beautiful, beautiful, beautiful legacy. Oh God, I'm gonna cry. Woo! No, I'm not. I might actually start crying in a minute. It's a rat race, guys. We're living in a rat race, but we just have to keep our heads focused on ever after. This is all just temporary. And it's all for something. I know it is. I just know it. I can't be wrong. I'm never wrong. I'm Cat Williamson. I'm the real Cat Williamson. I'm right all the time. You both have beautiful moms, and their legacies will speak for themselves. And that's something, because not, my mom, when my mom leaves, God forbid, it's going to happen. My mom's going to leave a beautiful legacy as well. But there are those of us that have parents whose legacies aren't always so stellar. And, if you're a person that has to say goodbye, when it's time to say goodbye to your parent, and you have a legacy like that you can only think of and smile and cherish, I mean, to me, that's it. Like, God, I'm going to leave a really good legacy. I've screwed some stuff up in my lifetime, but my legacy is going to be good, I'm thinking. And that's a blessing to both of you. You're your mother's daughters. And Doc, I know where you are in your journey, and I don't know what's going to happen, but what I know about you, you're a king. You're a lion, and your father must have done something really, really, really right, because you're a good dude. I know it. I feel it. So anyway, I'm going in here. I'm being mindful today. I will not be back on this feed today because because those two women are important to me, and I don't think it's a day for me to be laughing and joking. So I'm just going to lay low the rest of the day. So I love all of y'all, and I wish I could see who's on here right now, but look, I'm also about to cry, and I can't see anything. I put my eyeglasses on, but they make me look old, and I'm vain, in case you didn't know that. I'm so vain. Bye, everyone. Love y'all.